What's going on, guys? My name is Victor, and today I'm going to be talking about what is in my travel camera bag for 2020. All the gear that I'm about to show you in my camera backpack will be linked in the description below if you want to price it out for yourself. So first and foremost, my travel camera bag and my day-to-day camera bag is the Eve Case hard shell backpack. This backpack has been super handy for me. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's pretty straightforward. It doesn't really look like a camera bag, so I find that beneficial because if people don't know I have camera gear in here, that makes me less of a target to get pickpocketed or mugged. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what I've got inside. Alright, probably looks a little different because I swapped over cameras right now so I can show you the main camera that I put in my travel bag. Got the Canon 1DX Mark II here, my all-time favorite camera that I've used. I've got the 24-70 f2.8 L series Canon lens on it. You cannot go wrong with bringing a camera strap, especially if you're worried about your camera's safety, whether that be from dropping it or if that means someone stealing it. Especially if you're in a crowded city, when you're looking through the camera, you're probably not as aware of your surroundings and the people might know that. So just protect your stuff. And this camera strap that I got here, I picked up in Paris because we went to Europe last summer and I forgot my camera strap. And I knew that was a must. And one thing I love about this camera strap is that I can unclip it on both sides if I need to mount this thing onto a glide cam or a gimbal. And these little straps hanging off here aren't that heavy, and so it really won't throw off the balance of the gimbal or the glide cam. And that way I don't have to keep taking these straps all the way off, and then I can quickly reattach these to go back to wearing it around my neck. The Canon 1DX Mark II is just my all-time favorite camera because it is so good with both photo and video. It is just so versatile. I didn't want to be that person who's running two cameras on a trip. People were telling me to look into the Sony a7S II, and everyone was saying that it's really a great video camera but not so great with photos, and I was like, that's not all right with me because I need both. The Canon 1DX Mark II was super expensive, but it's been so worth it, and rumor has it the 1DX Mark III is coming out soon, and it's gonna be really hard to refrain from buying it. Canon hasn't released too many specs on it, but I'm excited about it, and I'm hoping that the price isn't too crazy. If it's anything like the 1DX Mark II, the price will be insane, so have that to look forward to. The Canon 1DX Mark II rocks the LPE 19 batteries, so I always have one in my camera and then one also in the bag, just in case we are out for the day and I can't make it back to our room to charge it. That's a whole nother thing, is that the charger's kind of big for it, but it's convenient because it has two charging slots, so at night you can just put them both in. It charges one at a time, and that way you don't have to worry about swapping them out while you're charging at night. This here, this is the SwitchPod. This is actually the tripod that I use to film all these YouTube videos. So right now it's propped up on something else. And before I switch back to the Canon 1DX Mark II, I just want to talk to you about this a little bit. So this is going to be perfect for vlogging. It's just so easy to use, and it's way more reliable to me than a GorillaPod, because look how solid these legs are. And then it just collapses down. It's a good grip to use if you're vlogging. And then I also just took the top ball mount of the GorillaPod and put it on here, so that way I can tilt the camera whichever way I need to and not just have it level. So this definitely in the camera bag, especially if you're traveling. Even if you're going on any shoots and you think you might need a tripod but you're not sure, if you can just find a table and set this thing up, super easy, and it's so lightweight. It's right here in this top pouch, and boom, you're ready to go. All right, swapping back to the Canon 1DX Mark II right now. Now that you've seen the camera and the SwitchPod, let's get into stuff for the camera, and I mean lens filters. Lens filters are huge in this business, as you may know, and I'm gonna first get into the most important lens filter you could possibly have in your bag, and that is an ND filter. And if you don't know what an ND filter is, it's basically sunglasses for your camera. So right here I've got the variable ND filter from Tiffen. So basically you just screw it onto the lens of your camera, and then as you twist it, it either gets lighter or darker. That will allow you to shoot in a lower frame rate, lower shutter, and lower aperture. It will keep your images from getting overexposed and blown out. That's by far the most important filter I think you could have in your camera backpack, and it is not that expensive. I think these range around $100, not bad at all. It will save your image if you're shooting in the daytime and especially direct harsh sunlight. My next filters, I've just got this case from Adorama, but basically it can hold a bunch of filters and I only have 3 in here. I don't always bring this on a trip just because I tend to not use them all, but the one that I do use the most, and probably my favorite filter of all, is the Tiffen Black Pro Mist, and this one is the half strength. If I put it up to the lens, it blooms out the highlights and just kind of softens up your image all around, and I love this. It's super good to stylize your videos. If you have it at like a quarter strength, you know, the look is very mild, and you know, that is great for certain things, but I really like this look, so I like going harder on it. Now the third filter that I just got and I'm excited to bring with me because this is super stylized look is from Prism Lens Effects, and it is the Kaleidoscope filter. Check this out. Whoo, yeah, look at that. That thing's sweet. Now let me hold it up to the lens so you can see kind of what it looks like. It's crazy. This would obviously be great for music videos, but it'd also be cool for travel videos, and my wife and I are gearing up to go to Japan in March. So I'm excited to see what I can do in Tokyo with this bad boy. Now, a little warning, they only make these filters in 77mm, so if you have an 82 or above, like my camera, you're going to need a step down ring. Now, basically that just screws into my lens so I can fit it on the front of the step down ring. And if you have a lens that is smaller than 77mm, then you're going to need a step up ring. But they're not very expensive. I think I got this and like 8 other rings on Amazon for about $10, and it's from Newer. I'm not sure how you pronounce that brand, but check it out. All right, in this pocket here, I like to keep this to blow off the lens. And probably the most important thing I have in here is the Samsung T5 SSD 1TB. Look how tiny this thing is. It's about the size of a credit card. It's super lightweight, and you just plug this straight into the laptop and you'll be able to dump all your footage when you get back to your room, if you're traveling, whatever, right onto this hard drive, and it just speeds everything up, and that way you can clear off your memory card and not have to bring a ton of them with you. This goes with me wherever I go. Also in this pocket, I have a macro tube extension. Your lens will screw into this, and then you screw this other end into your camera. It will turn whatever lens you have into a macro lens, and these things only cost, I think, around $20. Super handy if you're trying to get a very close detail shot of like a leaf, an eyeball, a sign, any kind of texture. Super handy. And yeah, this says 7mm on it right now, and this gets in so close. It's perfect. Love it. These things are clutch. Now obviously you can't travel without a drone. You never know when you're gonna be in a place where you're just like, wow, drone shot would just look so crisp here, and that is why I use the DJI Mavic Air. This drone is super small, just fits right into the pocket of my backpack. It could honestly fit in my jeans pocket if I really wanted to. I like to bring 2 extra batteries because the batteries themselves only last 21 minutes. So if you go out on a day trip from wherever you're at, say you're in Hawaii, you leave for the day from your room and you're on the other side of the island, and now your drone's dead because you flew it once, you want to have more batteries just in case you see another place or you didn't get the shot in your 21-minute time span. So always pack extra batteries. Now, that is all I bring in my camera bag besides the microphone that I have been recording this video with right now, which is just a Rode Video Go mic, super cheap. I think it's only $100. Has decent audio, and then my camera chargers, and that is it. And this bag, after I lift it up with all my camera gear in it, comes to about 20-25 pounds. Not that bad to be lugging around, and it just gets the job done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Comment if there's a piece of gear that you bring on your trips that I don't. And then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you, and I'll see you in the next one.